Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about appendicitis, my experience with it, and why I want to talk about this. The why is, well, I saw somebody talk about in the comment section in another video that they were getting ready for surgery for their appendix removal, and so I wanted to post a bit of experience here. Um, when I was, I believe, 11, maybe 12 years old, I'm not entirely certain. I think 11 though. I got appendicitis. And originally, I just got sent home from school. My mom took me to the doctor and they diagnosed me with a stomach virus. And so I got sent home with some medication to take care of my stomach bug. And it progressively just got worse and worse until it got to a point where, like, if I tried to eat anything, if I tried to drink anything, if I just laid the wrong way, I was throwing up. And it was terrible. And I got to a point where this spot over on my side, it was like there was a solid rock underneath the skin, and it was just, this whole area was sore to the touch. It was starting to like turn red and inflamed, even like almost a little bruised in one spot. And finally we went back up to the doctor and he took a look at my side there and he felt the area and he told us, he flat out, just because at the time my grandmother took me, but he looked at her and was like, "You need to go to the ER right now. I'm calling ahead. I'm letting them know who to look for. You need to go to," it was like the Sanderson Tower or something like that, I think, in Jackson, Mississippi. Um, which, I mean, props to them, because even though I was there like a week and a half, something like that, I'm here today, so props. Because my appendix ruptured. It did not just get inflamed, it ruptured, which, if you don't know what that means that you have a very limited time before you are like fatally ill, I guess, fatally ill, because of your appendix rupturing, because it has a lot of like toxins built up in it that is really, really dangerous. And so what they did, they put this tube in my side to this little like pouch thing that like slowly sucked those toxins off of my appendix. And guys, I cannot tell you enough how bad this thing stank. Like, I want to say it was like I had a bag of diarrhea like attached to me that I was like carrying around in this like gown thing they had me in, but it was worse than that. I don't know how to tell you what it smelled like or how it was worse, but it had a very like pungent odor for sure. And this thing didn't like leak or anything like that. It was like this little ball thing. Like, the trick was, it was like completely flat whenever they like put it on or after they emptied it, and it would like slowly inflate and like pull the toxins out or something. They'd empty it like 3 times a day. Ugh, it was terrible. There was like a bunch of different types of the shakes that I had to drink. They had some kinds of tests that they had to run. And there were several different types of shakes that I had to drink to prep for those. If you ever had a like CT scan done or anything like that, you know the types of shakes that I'm talking about. And I had a bunch of those. I had a line hooked up here. I had a PICC line in my arm that went all the way up to my heart. And at one point, I remember they had something in this elbow as well. I don't remember what that was. Um, the one that went in my arm, I remember it was like a week or maybe 2 weeks after I went home from the hospital, that I still had to have this little bottles of medicine that had another little type of like balloon inside of it that would like push the medicine out or something. And we had to put 2 of those on me every day, and it would just slowly feed the medicine in. and it was a lot. And here's the worst part about it: Hurricane Katrina. I was in the hospital when Hurricane Katrina hit in Mississippi, which means I was there at the hospital when basically the entire state lost power. And that was absolutely terrifying as an 11-year-old boy. Maybe 12. I like I say, I can't remember. 11 or 12. I'm like 90% certain 11 though. But that's something I won't ever forget. Something I also won't ever forget is the little game room they had down the hall from my room. They had a N64 in there. It was the best hospital wing ever. Best. So I mean, I joke about it a lot. Looking back, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it definitely could have been. Like, Katrina wreaked a lot of havoc, and me being up at a hospital, especially like I was on like the 6th or 7th floor. So I mean, looking back, I mean, honestly, could have been absolutely terrifying, absolutely horrible. You know, power like completely go out, windows start busting, had tornadoes. I mean, whole 9 yards. It could have been just absolutely horrible, but it wasn't. Like I say, I stayed at the hospital week and a half. Went home, kept medicine in me for like another week or two. The power out the whole time, of course. Finally got done with that. Went up to the back up to the doctor. Before I got done with the medicine, they had to take this thing back out, and yeah, they didn't put me back under to take that back out. Basically, what he did was he just braced me. He grabbed it, and he just slowly pulled. I mean, it wasn't but like maybe that long, but it was weird. And the PICC line removal, when I got done with that, like I don't. The easiest way I can ever explain it, and the way I've always explained it to somebody, it's like you had a spaghetti noodle inside of you. Like the idea of like, you know, if you had a spaghetti noodle like right here, you just pull it between your fingers. Like imagine that feeling, but like in your vein. Like I don't know how to explain it, but that one didn't hurt at all. This one down here hurt. But this one up here didn't hurt at all. The tape, man, they had like wrapped my arm, like not really wrapped, but like a patch of tape like over this whole area. And I already had like stubbly arm hair, which I still have just stubbly arm hair. I don't really hair up. But yeah, that tape coming off hurt a lot. But yeah, that was my appendicitis experience. Like I say, all in all, terrifying. But I made it through it. And the person that posted the comment was scared about getting their appendix removed. I gotta say, that by far was the easiest part of my experience. Getting the thing in my side, terrifying. Having to smell it every day for like, I had that thing in for like 3 or 4 days, something. Because half of my hospital stay was with this thing like pulling toxins off. Then they removed my appendix, kept me in the hospital for a couple extra days. Then they sent me home, and I still had the medicine. And this thing they pulled out like like right before the surgery for my appendix removal or something, I think. I don't remember. I think I only had this in for like 3 days though. Yeah, I think they removed this before I left the hospital. Yeah. But it's rad. I don't know if I can actually get to a point where I can show you guys. I've got one there, And then I've got two like way down here. I'm not going to show you guys those ones. Sorry. I'm not even sure if you actually saw these ones. I maybe still have the little dot. Like, oh, you're definitely not going to be able to see that. No. Yeah, you probably didn't even see the ones on my side then. Oh, sorry. I tried. I really did. I tried. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's my big hospitalization appendicitis story. That's actually the only time I've really had to be like hospitalized. I think 2 other times like stayed overnight at the hospital, but that was literally just because I went in like late at night, and they just ended up being like the next morning when I left, basically. Yeah, that's all I had, guys. Thank you for watching. If you're actually at this part of the video, please subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know your big hospitalization story. I want to see what you guys have done. Either, you know, get very badly sick or, you know, almost break yourselves. Either or. Both stories are acceptable. If you haven't actually stayed the night at the hospital because of it, just let me know how you almost had to stay at the hospital then. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.